iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.
It's amazing. We are having too much fun. But Mackenzie's, I saw her, one of her last shows in Wicked the other night, and she is the most glorious performer I've seen in a long time. I could not believe what she did with that role. What she's doing with this role is just, people aren't ready. People are not ready. We're having a blast. The team is being so wonderfully collaborative, allowing us to put our own stamp on all of these moments and these songs, and it's like a dream every day to come to work. We're having so much fun.
Truly, so much fun. I've been a fan of Corey for a long time, and I'm so excited that he's back on Broadway, and I am standing next to him. It's really freaking cool. What he said. It's just been so much fun, and I'm so excited for audiences to come and experience it with us.
Yeah.
It is so exciting to finally get to show people what we've been working on, and also just to finally get to do the show. We've been waiting for months, and the company's been waiting for years, so you feel it in the room that everyone is so excited to just finally see this come together.
It's been incredibly fun and incredibly healing. Theater has still tried to find its footing since the pandemic, and this is such an awesome show that we get to do that has a hidden, deeper meaning. So it's been a blast.
I'm learning the drums. F plays every instrument in the world.
Yes, he's F, how do you play this?
Right.
Yeah, and I'm learning guitar.
Yeah, and we're rocking out all the time, having so much fun. It's a blast.
I will also say selfishly, I started a text thread between the three of us and Corey because I was fortunate enough. This does not happen in shows. I knew every one of them before we started, and then I've been on the show for about 7 years. So the idea that they went, oh, we're going to cast a bunch of your friends to come play on Broadway with you was a dream come true. And all of our characters are on the page that John wrote, and that's exciting. But the way they have popped off the page because of how we relate as people, that has been the building and the crafting time that we have. And that's why, when we go out there and play on Broadway in a rock band, that's also literally gonna just be us having the time of our lives, because every moment we get to spend on stage together is it. And the fact that we have Corey as our front man is hilarious. And then maybe someone else, I don't know, maybe Tanika Lawrence wants to be the front person of the band every now and then. I don't know. No spoilers.
Oh, so fantastic. Huey is an amazing person and, of course, an amazing musician. I've been involved with this show from the first table read to now. So it's been an incredible journey, and we're just looking forward to bringing the Joy Machine to Broadway.
Well, you've been a part of it
it's
from the
thrilling.
very beginning.
I've been a part of it since the initial New York reading, the first reading in the city, and we did the production together out at the Old Globe, and then the pandemic hit, and so we never knew if we were going to see this again or any of this, and for it to come to fruition is just, it's a thrill beyond belief.
Yeah, it's been an incredibly collaborative experience. It's been a reflection of all the different workshops and productions we've gotten to do on the way to this point. And no one has been more collaborative than Huey himself. And I think I can speak for both of us when I say he's the nicest human being you will ever meet, and honestly, probably the biggest fan of his own show.
This show just really embodies his spirit. I mean, the heart of rock and roll is Huey Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
It's been great, and it's been a process over the years, too. And I think, for me, one of the most fun things about the show is, obviously, Huey Lewis has a lot of hits, but he also has this huge, deep catalog of songs that people haven't heard. And the show has a lot of them in them because as we were trying to figure out the story, the words have to make sense. And sometimes you sort of bend the song to the story or the story to the song. But we found all these amazing deep cuts, like the Lonely One that you heard, or the only one you heard today, that I feel like the audience is going to experience for the first time, which is really cool because at a catalog musical, you feel like you're going to know all the songs. And I feel like half the show will feel like a new musical to people, which is cool. And Huey and I actually wrote a song because we didn't have an I Want song at the beginning of the show. So 6 years ago, we sat down and wrote a song together called Be Someone.
Well, first of all, I have to say this cast is full of superheroes. We've only been rehearsing 2 weeks, and they already did this hugely, as you said, electric performance today. But the spirit of this show really emanates from Huey himself. When we first started working on it out at the Old Globe in San Diego, Huey had just lost his hearing, really, and could no longer sing and go on tour. So this show became his legacy, and I felt the responsibility to convey everything that's in his heart and spirit and sensibility within the confines of the show. So that's why it contains so much joy and the belief that you make peace with the choices that you've left behind so that you can enjoy the choices that you've made. Otherwise, you spend your whole life stressing about what you're not doing. And that's something that we all understand in an age of social media where I can't tear myself away from the phone, and not that I miss the subway or cross the street at the wrong time, but this is what life is like now. And so being able to come into a theater and not think about what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow, but truly being there in the moment with like-minded people and remembering that we're more alike than not is a gift. And this is the music that can do it. It's full of bops. Every song is thrilling. And it's funny because even people who don't know the music, like you probably didn't know all this music. Yes, I've seen it. Like certain people will come in who have not heard this, but it's like a rediscovery. It's like when I was a kid in the 80s, rediscovering the 50s was everything for me. And I feel like this is a trip back to a kinder, more ebullient time where everyone believed in possibility and nobody stressed about what they weren't doing. And that's kind of what we're trying to capture, that spirit, that magic, that stardust. And it's a confection. It's a joy.
You know, it's a lot of physical storytelling, and it's a lot of digging into the meaning behind the lyrics, and I'm getting to work with rock stars. It is crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
It goes back many years. We've been at this for over a decade. Tyler Mitchell, the producer, called me after having met Huey Lewis and talking to him about potentially doing a catalog show with his music. And he says to me, because I'm a film guy, I come from a film background, as does Tyler. He says, so I met Huey. We're going to try to do a catalog show. I'm calling you because you're the only person that knows less about musical theater than I do. But you're the only person that loves Huey Lewis as much as I do. So what do you say? And I respond, well, if this means I get to meet Huey Lewis, in, 100%. And so that was that was day one, and now here we are, thousands of days later, hundreds of drafts later, with a show that we're really proud of.
I feel ready for this. I think that 6 really trained me with the stamina, and I really learned a lot about how to exude joy on stage. So I think that that's going to be really important for this show.
She's amazing. Her voice, y'all are not ready. Some of you 6 fans already know it, but she is scrouting for the gods on this show. Incredible. We have our intimacy coach on the show because, you know, we're a couple. There may be some smooch moments, so it's been really interesting to you know, discover that with her and discover we both don't have kids, so what that's like as an actor to kind of bring that reality to the stage and to life. So I'm excited to work with her. This cast is one of the most phenomenal casts I've ever been with. I'm one of the people who have been able to be a part of this process from almost the ground up. Workshops, readings, so it's nice to see this finally come to fruition, and I think this is the best version of this beautiful piece.
These dancers are dancing, okay? So I be over there hitting my beats, and then I look up and I'm like, flabbergasted at the talent and skill level. What they're doing is out of this world, and we're just tip of the iceberg with what we've seen.
Even today was the first time we saw Workin', and I'm like, they're on bubble wrap, dancing and stomping, and I'm like, I will never complain in this whole experience. Also for me, the diversity and the representation in this company is so inspiring and awesome, and I thank the creative team for that. So even just look at us, like, diversity, yay.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah. I also think that it is wild to look at the cast that they put together. Like, it's legends and legends in the making, and then this ensemble, I cannot speak to how hard it is to cover 11 principals, and this ensemble is that good. They are that stacked, and they are juggling boxes and playing roadies and doing flips and belting. It really is like we come to this place. We come to this we come to this place with like so much joy. And again, it is weird to think that it's work and that we get a paycheck for it. I love the paycheck. Don't get me wrong. But I go like the idea that what we're doing is just having fun. Yeah. That is everything. Because we're working really hard. This matters so much to all of us, and we do not take it for granted. This is a crazy season to be a part of, and I am so excited to be a part of the art that's being made in New York City right now. Yeah. And I will go on stage with these 2 people the rest of my career very happy. Yeah.
It's going to make a lot
lot of people feel good and dance in the seats and leave the theater feeling great. So we're excited.
Yeah.
Bigger, louder, faster, funnier. That's the 80s. And that's a lot of this show. Although I will say this show has a very solid humanity to it and heart at the center, which is all thanks to our amazing writer who's the screenwriter of the new Clint Eastwood movie. So we've got all these different sensibilities that mix. Lauren with like bold, wild dance gestures, and I happen to have a comic sensibility that I wanted everything to be fizzy and fun. And John really keeps it grounded. And of course, the music, what Brian's done with the score is insane. I can't wait for people to hear it.
I've just focused on telling a great story, trusting the rest of the creative team to do their jobs and to also help me do my job better. And that's my holy trinity. Heart, humanity, humor. As long as we're sticking to those three things, we're on good footing.
Well, let me tell you a secret. This is a funny, funny room. Creative team-wise, cast-wise, everyone. So it is a room of collaboration. It's so fun to get to put these scenes on their feet because as an actor, I really feel like we're collaborating. Like I can say something and say like, hey, this would feel better in my body. And to have that received just like really means a lot. But it's an exciting group of people. It's a fun group of people. It's a funny group of people.
He's our biggest cheerleader. When we did it in San Diego at the Old Globe, after every show, he would come down to the basement to our dressing rooms and just cheer us on after every preview. And then, once we opened, he went to Alaska and went fishing. So.
But I totally agree. I think he's been there every step of the way, and everybody has been open to ideas, open to play, and I think that's what's reflecting in the performances that you'll see is that it's a team effort truly, and we've been allowed to throw ideas into the space and play together and as a team create something that is uniquely a reflection of all those who have been a part of it since the very beginning.
Yes, for example, Hunter Arnold, one of our producers, we have his cell phone number. He says, if you have an idea, text me and I'll text you back. Okay, I've been doing this professionally 45 years. I have never heard anything like that in my life.
I'm excited for audiences to see a rock and roll musical, but that has an unexpected, deeper meaning about what does it mean to have a dream deferred and all about second chances.
I'm looking forward to the old school fans of Huey to see Brian Yusufer's arrangements and the new takes on these songs, to hear it in a different voice. And I'm looking forward to them dancing out of the theater with a bop on their minds and in their feet. I think it's going to be an infectious, fun joy machine that we're all excited to share. It's escapism, and it's kind of what we need right now. So can't wait, yeah.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz.